So I guess there's only one place to start with Áine O'Donovan today, and that's with the Irish women's national team. A massive achievement for them to qualify for the Women's World Cup for the first time ever. To start, Áine, I guess, how important is the qualification, and how big an achievement is it?
It's absolutely massive for the girls themselves, but I think the knock-on effect it's going to have here in Ireland and for grassroots clubs, women's national league clubs, and obviously the women's national team themselves, it's absolutely a massive achievement. Something that isn't just like it's been coming for a while. They've they've been working really hard, and even there's girls from the National League up every month at home base, training camps and things like that. So like Vera and the staff have been working really hard behind the scenes. The players have obviously been putting in the hard work. And when they won against Scotland, I think everyone in the country just got a big buzz off it. Myself, I was actually on a UEFA Youth B women's license course. So there was 12 of us all huddled around the TV, jumping for joy when the final whistle went that evening. But like it was a proud moment, like just to be, a small part of women's football in Ireland, I suppose. And like their slogan, "Out Believe," I think just really captures that team. Like they keep breaking down the barriers and just keep fighting.
They have a great opportunity next summer as well in Australia with the draw that they got with Australia,
Yeah.
Canada, Nigeria. It seems like a decent draw for them. Amber Barrett came out during the week and said that she wants to qualify for the second round. Do you think that's something that they can achieve?
Absolutely. And I think with this group of players and the staff and say the country like as a whole, and even the Irish stay out in Australia, they're just going to get so much backing. And they're going to prove to all the bigger nations and stuff how our little country will fight to the bitter. Like, we're a country that will always fight and have massive pride in that. And I think what's absolutely fantastic is the opening game of the World Cup against the hosts. Like your first major tournament, and what an opening to get. The buzz like they'll get now off that like would just be, it'd be massive. And then obviously when you're in Australia next year, like it's just going to be absolutely massive for the girls. Like opening game of the tournament against the host nation. Like it's stuff really that dreams are made of. For if I was a player in that squad, I'd be absolutely loving it now, to be honest.
And with it being in Australia as well, and the amount of Irish people living over there, it could almost be like a 50-50 split in the crowd, you could imagine, with the
Yeah,
amount of people.
exactly. Exactly. And you hope that the Irish that are over there will get behind the girls because they deserve absolutely every bit of it. Like only in 2017, they had their speak out about their like lack of resources and stuff. And 5 or 6 years later, they're after qualifying for a World Cup. Like it's a massive turnaround, and like the hard work done behind the scenes is just incredible.
Yeah, and that hard work and the achievement that they have gone on to achieve, it really does kind of trickle down to the grassroots as well. You're involved with Bandon Soccer Club, and you coach with the seniors men's team, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But the School of Excellence there have a lot of young girls in the younger teams. And have you seen a kind of a rise in people coming, or has it just given a boost to everyone there?
I think it's just given a massive boost. We have an under 14 girls team as well, and it's just like a buzz around the place. Kids coming in their Irish jerseys to School of Excellence every Saturday morning. Even like I work in a school here in Bandon, and the buzz the Wednesday after all the kids out in the yard playing soccer, and I was dreaming of qualifying for the World Cup. Those little things like would never have been seen before. And I think it's just absolutely brilliant. Both boys and girls just now looking up to the likes of Katie McCabe, Denise O'Sullivan. All those girls? They're now like they're role models, but not just for girls, like for boys as well. And here in Bandon, like we're obviously we've Connor Howerhin, we've Kate O'Donovan, Eve Cotter, and Orla DC all have come through Bandon AFC and are now playing with Cork City Women's. And between those girls and the girls qualifying for the World Cup. Women's football and banding is just going to go from strength to strength between our School of Excellence, our underage schoolgirls teams, and then we have a women's football fitness. It's called Let's Have a Kick Off It now as well. And it's just enjoyment, and there's just a buzz around women's football at the minute, which is absolutely fantastic for the sport.
Yeah, and Bandon does have a real a stamp of approval, I guess, in the Munster Senior League as well this year. Top of the league at the moment, some great victories recently away against Everton and against second place Douglas Hall. Are you happy with how the senior team are performing so far?
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. It's my first year working in senior men's football. I would have coached a lot of the lads when they were underage, but Sean Holland asked me during the summer to get involved, and I didn't think about it twice, to be honest. Myself I'm really proud to be involved. Coaching your in your home club, the highest that you can be involved in, Munster Senior League. As you said, top of the table at the minute. It's just like, for me as a coach, it's absolutely amazing. Working with the lads twice and 3 times a week, and then when you see the stuff you put in on training, working in games, and obviously we had a top of the table clash there a few weeks ago against Douglas, and coming out on top of that, it was just an amazing feeling, and just the lads just give 100% week in, week out, and they're a credit to the club. But I absolutely love working with them. They put in they get the rewards for what they put in, and hopefully in a couple of months' time we'll be, after being promoted as first division winners, up to the Munster Senior League Premier Division, and are wanting to stay there. We don't want to come back straight back down. So there's a massive drive and determination. So hopefully, come May we'll be up in the Premier League.
And how have you found the coaching experience overall? Like, I know you kind of are devoting your life to it at the moment. It's something that you're really invested in. And do you think that's something that you want to continue going forward?
If I could coach 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, I would. Something that I've always had a passion in, I suppose, was soccer. And then when I got diagnosed with my juvenile arthritis, my playing career, I would have been I kept playing, but I just knew it wasn't going to be for much longer. So Niall Regan came to me and spoke to me. He was my coach at the time in Bandon, and just said, look, Áine, there's different options. And I think Bandon is fantastic at that. We obviously have Niall, who's head of FAI coach education. We've Richie Holland, who's just after winning the first division with Cork City. And there's so many other coaches who just give their undivided attention and just for their love of the game to Bandon AFC. But no, myself, I absolutely love it. Coaching the men's team, it's different because obviously I've worked in a lot of female environments with Cork City, Cork Schoolgirls League, but they're an absolutely brilliant bunch of lads, and so far anyway we're getting the rewards of their hard work and stuff. So hopefully long may it continue, and yeah.
What are your kind of ambitions going forward? Are you a future Vera Paul replacement?
I'd absolutely love to. So I'm currently on my UEFA Youth B license. So I'm 2 or 3 away from my pro license. So I'd absolutely love to get my A license first and just take it say day by day. If you asked me this time last year, would I be coaching our Munster Senior League in Bandon in my local club, I would have probably laughed in your face. So things open up without going looking for them. So yeah, no, just take it day by day kind of a thing. Keep working hard, obviously training and doing the coaching courses, and then just see what happens kind of thing. See where the road takes me.
Is that mindset something you mentioned briefly there, your diagnosis with juvenile arthritis? Is that something that diagnosis kind of taught you to embrace, that kind of a mindset?
Yeah, I think so. I remember going up to Crumlin Children's Hospital for over 9 years up and down. And when I was diagnosed first, I genuinely felt my world was going to go turn down. It was because sport was my life, and kind of it was being taken away from me. I was playing camogie, football, soccer, everything you could imagine. I was out every night of the week. But from seeing, like, say, other kids in Crumlin and even through ICAN, so the Irish Children's Arthritis Network, like, I've learned that there's always someone worse than me. And I know that may sound very, like, bleak, but, like, you drive on, and, like, when I was up in Crumlin, there was a 6-month-old baby going for the same treatment that I was going for. And I lived, like, in my head, I'll never forget that. Like, I lived 13 years of my life, say, pain-free, and was able to do all these things the best of my ability, like go to school and do all this. But that child has just started their life, and they're, like, being diagnosed with this, and they've never experienced any of that kind of thing. So, like, things like that, I think, has made me realize, always there's a, everything happens for a reason. And I was never, like, I'll put my hand up, I was never a great soccer player. Absolutely loved it, and, like, went to every training and every match and stuff, but was never going to be, in an Irish team or even a Cork team or whatever it may be. So, like, coaching has opened so many doors for me, and gave me so many opportunities. It's been absolutely incredible. Like winning an FAI Cup a few years ago with Cork City. Like, again, if you told me 5 or 6 years ago that would be happening, I would have probably laughed in your face. The same in 2020 when we went to Tala and lost to Peamount that year. Last year with the under-17 Cork City girls, working with Sarah Healy. It's just been absolutely incredible. And, like, there's so many more experiences that I've got as a coach, say, that I wouldn't have got as a player. And it's just, you take it day by day, like, and you will have good days as a player and you have bad days as a player. And same thing in coaching, and with my diagnosis of juvenile arthritis, you do have good days where you can get up and walk a 5K, but then the following day or 2 days later, you'll have a really bad day and won't be able to get out of bed. So you take the good days with the bad days, and I think that sort of has come into my coaching philosophy as well. Like, you will have a great result, say 3-0 against Everton last weekend and beating Douglas Hall 2 weeks ago on the top of the table clash, but there will be a bad day as well. And, things like that, definitely with the juvenile arthritis, it has taught me a lot, to have a kind of a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset, I suppose, is the best way of putting it.
Yeah, I guess long may the good days last for Ireland, for Bandon, and for yourself. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today. I think we'll leave it there. And thanks again.
No hassle. Thanks a million for having me.